content may be triggering as it includes topics on chronically underreported crimes, poor community policing relations, and lack of due process. Viewer discretion is advised. The astounding series of events which unfold when you're only a witness but the police start treating you as their primary suspect. The police investigated into me, the witness. Honestly, I can't. The only reason I still talk about what happened is to tell more people about the reality. Don't be a good Samaritan if you don't have collaborating evidence to help prove your own innocence. That's right. Not the police. You. The police aren't going to do it for you. You need to have the evidence ready for them. If not, then you're their prime suspect. I've spent just over $200,000 in attorney fees, not to mention missing out on work. Driving long distances to places where I'm asked to show up. And having the cops coming back so many times. Your privacy gets tossed. Forget about logic and reason. First time I've heard an attorney tell me it's because we have an adversarial justice system. It's not about upholding justice. Just which story comes across as more believable. What the hell? People from school told me I should report what was happening to me at home. I believed in them, and the following week told a teacher I could trust. If I can take this day back, I think I would. Maybe a week or so later, CPS came knocking at our door and everything changed. I had a CPS investigator interview me and my parents separately and then together. She took some pictures and said she would be back. She kept her word, but I must say, it's the first time someone had actually kept their promise with me, and it hurt worse than if she had broken her promise. I guess fate has its way of tormenting me. When she came back, she didn't come alone. She brought police with her and had them wait until I finished packing a bag with few of my personal stuff. I mean, I had no idea where I was going or why. She told me she was taking me to a group home for kids in hard situations like myself. The kicker is he got to stay. After all, he's the homeowner. This is already getting too long. In short, while at the group home, I had been raped by this other kid. I hate him so much. He doesn't even deserve to be mentioned. I told my caseworker about it and asked to go home. She said there's a pending investigation and I can't go home. I didn't see her for another month, during which time he's still around me. I finally got the hell out of there when whatever paperwork was finally approved and I was taken in by a foster family. Not my ideal situation, but at least they didn't touch me. My sister was married to a cop and he would hurt her real bad. We tried to get her to leave him and she ended up paying the price for it with her life. I can't tell her story without crossing somewhere between blind rage and self-hatred. I hate the bastard for what he did, but I'm so guilt-ridden for making her choose. She had no way out because he had his cop friends dismiss her calls for help. Our family found out what she had been going through much later. He had been minimizing her suffering for far too long. It was the 80s and the public didn't know nearly half of what they know now about intimate partner violence, domestic violence. Compared to all the services and systems in place now, it was far and few back then. I still miss my baby sister. If you know someone, please help them out, but please educate yourself first and be careful. You know how people say rape is chronically underreported. I just didn't want to be another statistic, so I took the stand. To be honest, it surprised me that the case went as far as it did. Still, the resolution I got wasn't damn worth my time. I can't count the number of times I was re-victimized throughout the entire proceeding and life of the case. Meanwhile, the joke's on me. He didn't get some crazy sentence or life in jail. He was court mandated to attend a program and complete public service hours. Yes, a program and community services. I thought this was court. Our justice system. Nope. Just another fucktard's day in the law of the land. The number of people sticking their nose into your business made my worst nightmare become a living nightmare. I'm from a small town in Kentucky. The second I opened my mouth about what happened, everyone in town knew about it. I don't even know who spread what information how, but they all knew the poor little old victim was me. I had people come tell me what I should have done to keep safe, or hide myself, or fought harder. Close people to me told me I should report it, which started the whole thing. I don't blame them. They said they would be by my side throughout the whole thing, and they did. Still, Somehow I felt like I came out tatted on the other side of it, having won nothing and feeling like I lost a piece of myself I can't get back. I reported it to my local police station, and the officer or detective, whoever he was supposed to be, certainly wasn't a professional. He didn't believe a word I said and almost made it sound like I wanted attention. For those in this line of work, law enforcement, medical professional, or otherwise a service provider, please just listen. Don't question us about the why. I don't know why I was targeted. But does it make it any better? Sure, we can talk about ways I can protect myself in the future. But the conversation shouldn't shift to what more the victim could have, should have done. Why don't you start questioning the perp who did it and ask, why didn't you stop? Why did you continue? I only make anonymous reports now. Make sure you're not getting traced back via your internet provider too. There was an arsonist in our neighborhood and no one knew. I guess she's what you will call a pyro. She was finally caught after our homeowner association sent an alert to everyone in our neighborhood. The instruction was clear: report any and all crimes. Sometimes the little incident feels so small or nothing terrible happened, so people just ignored it and went about their day. Everyone in the community paid careful attention after that alert and filed a report for any and all small related break-ins and small traces of what we found suspicious. The arsonist was finally caught. Her said projects were supposedly getting bigger, so the officer said it was good everyone did something about it before something really terrible happened. This is also the first time I learned that an arsonist apparently has an escalating pattern in their behavior. I've been fighting this battle forever. I'm now a man in his late 40s, and it happened to me when I was 9. I can't remember all the details, such as the logistics of where, when, and how, mainly because my 9-year-old self had blocked out the memories. Other details I just don't know, because as a 9-year-old you just pay attention to different things. Sometimes I'll spontaneously recall snip bits of what happened, and these memories unfortunately serve no purpose. As an adult, I finally decided to file a police report. While the detective understandably said he can't foresee the case really going anywhere, he was kind and reasoned with me. He still took a case, so technically I have an open case with the police department. But it's more or less for records than for the case to actually go to trial. The only reason I went through with filing the police report was out of fear there may be other victims like myself. At least this way, the police will always have my statement to go back to should anyone else decide to come forward. To be honest, the entire process is quite draining. I think I'm one of the fortunate ones to have a detective that cares. Still, the process of it is tiring nonetheless. I can't imagine how much more painful it is to go through with the process of reporting when you have an officer who is uncooperative. My detective listened, took a formal statement from me, and went over the pros and cons of what I can expect. I still check in with him time to time on my case to see if there's been any progress. If any.